everybody, welcome to my channel and an art journaling tutorial. This time we're using those techniques and supplies to make an envelope with this tab closure. Get out your gel prints.
In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use gel prints to create these origami folded envelopes with these tab closures on them. This is one square piece of paper. Now, full disclosure, this is not an original idea. There are several videos, and if you do a search in YouTube and put in origami folded envelopes, you'll come up with this one and probably several others. The best one that I've seen was Pam at the Paper Outpost. Now, Pam started with the 6-inch square, and I'm going to show you that one as well as a couple other sizes. And she left the middle opened because her idea, this was going to be an enclosure or an add-in to a junk journal where this got glued down or paper clipped into the journal, and then people would open it up and then they could do journaling on the inside. Now, I'm not a junk journaler, so I wanted to come up with other ways to utilize this really cool folded technique in these envelopes. And I think I came up with a couple of ideas that I'm going to share with you in this video. In all likelihood, there's going to be more videos because I got so many ideas of ways to use these envelopes that they can't all be fit into one. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to fold this, and we're going to do 3 different sizes. We have the larger ones, the medium size, which is what Pam did, and then we have these very, very cute mini ones. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we're going to get busy. So this is a gel print from my stash, which I have lots of, so I'm really happy to be able to use that. Now, there's no color on the inside. I could have put color on there, and I may just do that depending on how I plan on using it. Now, this measures 6 inches by 6 inches. It's 6-inch square, and this is the size that she created, and that's what this one will be. So the first thing you're going to do is simply fold corner to corner. And just do corner to corner. Now the next step is to bring this end up to here. Now, if you don't know where the middle is, you can do a quick mark on that. Just line it up with your grid. And I'm just going to put this a little bit to the side. I'm just going to find the center, and then right where that fold is, just put a bit of a mark there so I know when I'm folding up, I can fold up to that point. You don't want to go past the line, just to that line. Now, do you have to measure? No. And as you do a couple of these, it will get easier and you will not have to do that. Then you just fold it up one more time. Like that. Now you're going to fold in the edges. Okay? So if we look at this one, you can see they're going to be folded so that they come. Now, there are some measurements here, and if you follow those, and I will put them down. So where you're working on the 6-inch square, we need to go 1.5 inches. So we're going to put this on square. We're going to make sure that what's over on this side is equally over on that side. So it's kind of even. Again, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to get close enough. And as you go, you may not need to measure at all. So we're starting at the center. We want to go 1.5. So what I'm going to do is put my straight edge here and just fold it up at 1.5. And that's going in. I'm going to level it right across the bottom, kind of tweak the paper. Now you can use thicker paper. Depends on your use. It may be too bulky for what you plan to use. So again, we're going to line that up. So we're going to go 1.5. And I'm going to put my straight edge there and just give myself a mark and line that up. And you can kind of push it however you want. Get a nice firm fold there. Now we're going to take this fold. I'm going to zoom in. And press down. Now we have kind of an opening here, and you're going to open that up and press down. This is going to make the enclosure. Okay, so open that up and press down. And that's where this flap is. Now you're going to, I like to go right down to the edge, which means over here you're going to have a little bit of that folded over. Because you want this to catch in this closure, because it's going to catch in there to close. Now you might have to tweak it a little bit, so there you have it. Isn't that adorable? Now I like to change this up a little bit and paint this closure part. So what I do, now that I know that square is where I want to paint, I'm just going to find the color that I like. And I'm going to paint it out. And since I've painted this, I know I have those colors in my stash. This is just a simple matter of matching it to that color. Now you can add detail to the gel print before you do folding. It's just if you've added any moisture to it, just like I've done here, you're going to need to make sure that it's fully dry before you start folding it. I've put some paint on the sponge, and I'm just colorizing around just to tweak it up just a bit. You could do contrasting color. I could do this black, like my art journal pages. I tend to do both of those. You can do this before you fold if you wish. And then fold it . back up. I love the shading. I think that, and you can call this done. So in the junk journal, this was glued down to the junk journal page, and this was a place that the this was the place that you could journal. You could stamp lines if you had a line stamp on there.
The video, and we are going to make some additional sizes. I'm going to show you how I decorate them. So this is a gel print, and I've cut it to an 8-inch square. Now I've got some white space on the sides to make it that full 8-inch square. So I am just painting that out. I'm picking colors that I've used in the background, and I'm just colorizing it just to get rid of the white. Very little of this shows. Some of it's hidden when you fold, but I just wanted to show that if you don't quite have the right size paper, you can still kind of tweak it. So I love this project because it is so great to be able to use your gel prints and create something that's usable and functional. So with this 8-inch square, this is the size that I am going to use to put in gift cards, or you could put in ATCs. I'm just shading around the outside using the float acrylic technique before I fold. Now, one thing that's important, if you're going to do folding, you've got to make sure that the paper is completely dry. So you're going to have to allow that dry time before you fold, because otherwise the paper won't quite fold the right way that you want it to. So my gel prints are often very messy on the other side, and I'm not using this in the junk journal. I want to decorate the inside as well. So I am going to select the colors that are in the front on the gel print and paint the background. Now I'm just using a makeup sponge, and this is just copy paper. That lightweight paper works really well, and I'm just putting on the quinacridone magenta in this case and the phthalo green, which mixes and makes this lovely purple shade. Because it's going on unprimed paper, and I really don't want to add any thickness by putting a coat of gesso on here, it takes a little while to blend, but this is just the background. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm treating this as if it was, I am creating a background, or I am creating an art journal page. I'm going to turn this into a greeting card, gift card holder. Just mixing it. I don't need it to be so precise because I know I'm going to add more layers, but I do want it to coordinate with the top of the paper. So if you're using scrapbook paper and it's colored only on one side, you can grab out your craft paints or whatever paints you have and do the same and just make it mix and match. And I've done some where I've done very decorative, very elaborate decorations on both sides, and I really prefer this more simple inside with the outside. So now that I've added paint, of course, that adds moisture. So I need to make and let this dry. And I'm going to go with a dragonfly theme on here. And I've got some stamped images. So I use your stamps. Look at those little stamps that you have that are great for card making, but maybe not the larger mixed media pieces. So let's get to folding. we are going to fold in the exact same steps. The only thing is the one measurement is different. Remember, this is an 8-inch square. So we're going to fold it corner to corner first. Getting a nice sharp edge with my fancy key card bone folder. Fold this up to the center. And here I'm just eyeballing the center. You can use a ruler like I showed you in the first step if you need to. And I'm just making sure that the lower edge is straight. And I'm using the guides of my glass media mat. Then fold it up like this. Now I'm putting it on one of the lines at the top, right there, and making sure that the other 2 points are equal. Now here's the measurement that's going to change. With the 6-inch square, you used, it was 1.5. With the 8-inch square, the one for the key card or ATC, we're going to go 2 inches from that center. So I'm putting the center on that line. Using my straight edge, I'm moving 2 inches and folding up to get where I'm going to fold it. And then I can actually do the fold. And I'm making sure at the bottom that it's level with the bottom of the envelope. And I'm just loving the contrast, how the inside goes with the outer gel print colors. So I'm really, really happy with my choices here. Putting it on the line, lining it up with on the glass mat, 2 inches from center. Give yourself an idea of where your fold is. Now make the fold, making sure the bottom is straight. And this really does get a whole lot easier once you continue to do it. You need to measure a whole lot less. I'm folding it right down because I want it to be fully caught in the tab closure. Fold this to the left, and it doesn't matter if you do the left side or the right side. It'll just, it's the same but different. And open it up and press it so that you have the square. And as it would happen, I've got a perfect dragonfly in the middle. That was an unexpected surprise, but I'm going to deal with fancying up that closure a little bit as well. And then this will just tuck in and you have your envelope. Now, because I want to turn this envelope into an alternative greeting card, I want to put some messages inside. And I'm going to treat the inside like an art journal page. But you could just leave it as is, put the gift card in there, stamp to and from on there, and it could be that simple. I think this would be great to do with your kids. So there's my dragonfly, and it fits perfectly. I need it to fit to stay off of any of the fold lines. That's just going to interfere with the fold lines. Same thing with the sentiment. It needs to fit perfectly within the square. I want to avoid. Now I grab my sentiment out of sentiment pack number 2. Dragonflies appear when angels are near. One of my favorite quotes. I'm a dragonfly lover. And I'm just cutting it down to size. And remember, I folded this first because I need to know where those fold lines are, because I need to not glue anything where those fold lines are. And I'm playing with orientation just like I do on an art journal page. And remember, with my sentiment packs, you can shrink them down or blow them up. And I show you how in a video to fit whatever project you have. So if that size was too big, I could have shrunk them down. Now I wanted a little bit more detail on the background, so I grabbed this Tangled Vine stencil, excuse me, and I'm just going to use a makeup sponge and I'm stenciling. I'm not sure if I grabbed Prussian blue or if I grabbed the phthalo green. And I'm just doing a very light coat of it. I don't want this to be too overpowering, but I just wanted to add a little bit more depth to it or more interest. And I love, love, love that pattern. And it looks so good with the dragonfly. Now you could put something in all the areas of this insert, and that's a personal choice. And in the next one, I'm going to show you a different version, and you were simply, limited by not putting things on the fold, but that's it. You could put as much as you want. You could put lots of different pictures. You could put lots of different sentiments in there. So you can personalize it a gazillion different ways. So I'm using gel medium and I'm just gluing this down. And again, because this is just paper and it's just copy paper, you're going to have to make sure you give it time to dry. Now I'm thinking, oh, I could put the dragonfly on this closure tab, but then I like the idea of this solid flower. I think that quinacridone magenta flower, and that's cut out of one of the TCW stencils. I used it as a template. I shaded it, and then I just glued it down with gel medium. And I like how you can read the sentiment when you open it up, or you open up more, then you get the full greeting card. That the greeting or the gift card can be tucked in that flap. I'm just edging it a little bit with the makeup sponge and some of that Prussian blue that I have on the sponge, just to finish it off. Wasn't quite done. I wanted to add a little bit of white. This was throwaway when I cut something out on my silhouette, and I thought, oh, those are rather cute, so I kept them in my stash. Now here I'm going to do another one. So this is another gel print, and I'm doing the exact same thing with this. I am mixing the colors that are in the front on the inside. And in this case, it is quinacridone magenta and Naples yellow, which gives you that lovely coral look. And again, this is an 8-inch square. Just edging it with magenta. I've folded it. I've not shown you how to fold this one because we've done that. I'm just showing you another way of decorating it to give you some variations in ideas. So this time I'm grabbing the Tim Holtz Crazy Dogs stencil and the sentiments from my sentiment pack, Pet Talk. And I thought this would be perfect, for the pet lover in the family. You could put a gift card to a pet store to them, or it could be just a regular gift card for the pet lover. Again, I want to make it more interesting. So I am using this stencil, Circle of Jewels, and I'm using white acrylic paint. And I chose this stencil with the dots because the front has dots on it. So I'm working with whatever pattern is there and picking out elements that are already there. Love that. It's just such a happy little page now. Again, I'm avoiding gluing anything down where the folds are. And gluing it down with gel medium. for the front, the Tim Holtz stamp set has these little bones. So I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cute to put on that tab enclosure. So I grabbed two of them and I kind of make an X across the front. Just a cute little detail, but again, using what you have. So again, dig out those stamps, dig out your die cuts. Once everything's dry, I wanted to just outline my sentiment to make it stand up a little bit more. And then I decide to do some dash work all the way around the outside edge, just a little detail. So again, you can do as little or as much as you want. And remember, if you think of these as an alternative to a greeting card, put in as much work as you would. Now this opening here, I thought, wouldn't that be cute? I could put another sentiment there. And I like this bulldog. I see his eye is peeking through, so I'm positioning it so I can see a little bit of it. And I picked another sentiment. This one says, I got here as soon as I wanted to. So this would be perfect if you forgot a birthday. You could put that in. Gel medium. I kind of goofed. I put the sentiment a little bit where you could see some of the words, and I didn't want to. That's me being very perfectionistic. Is that a word? Since I have the dash work on the inside, I'm adding it to the outside. So this could be a mini page right here. This is the Secura Glaze pen. If you're wondering, it's my favorite liner pen. It's dimensional, it's glossy, and it works so well. Coloring in the nose, it's going to shine. Now, if you have, I've cut this to 8 inches. If you fold it, basically the first fold, corner to corner, that's a quick way of measuring out a square. So whatever thickness or width you have it, 8 inch, on the one side, you fold it corner to corner, you will get 8 inches, just like that. So this is not a gel print. This is actually a brayered background that I stenciled over. And I just added a sentiment, but I wanted to make it pop a little bit more because my inside got really busy. Here had lots of decorations on both front and back, so I wanted to make that bold. And here I'm just putting a little bit of some post-it notes inside. And so this can go in somebody's purse, and it's just like a little mini writing pad that can just pop in a purse. And I use that same die cut there for the enclosure. Using the brayered one, it got a little bit thicker. Now here I'm doing a very mini one. This is a 3-inch square out of a gel print. So again, fold it corner to corner, bring the end up. Here I'm just folding it, finding that midpoint, bringing it up to that midpoint, folding it up, bringing it there. Now for this one, we want to measure 3/4 inch from center. So again, I'm going to use my straight edge and get 3/4 inch. So you can make it any size. And what I've done is once I've figured out the size, I'm just keeping track of it so that if time goes on and I haven't made it, then I can easily find it in my book and go on. Fold it in. It's a little finicky with being so small. But I thought this is so very cute, this little guy. And you can use those little bits of gel prints or scrapbook paper. And I thought it would be really nice just to use some sentiments from my short and sweet sentiment pack. And you could just make a whole bunch of these and gift somebody with messages or affirmations that you want to give them. You could put fortunes in them. I have tons of ideas. And like I said, in all likelihood, there will be further videos. Here, I'm just going to put the medium one and the small one, just like those dolls, those stacking dolls. And so they can open it up and open it up and open it up. So stay tuned for more videos and more uses for these envelopes in both art journaling and beyond. The warning, this is highly addictive. You're going to love creating these. What would you use them for? If you've got an original idea, put it below. Maybe it's the same as mine. Maybe it's something new. Thanks so much for watching. Give me a like, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. Go and follow me on Instagram. Bye for now.